Okay, so by the title of this video, you can come to the conclusion that I've been going through it. It's been tough, it's been hard, but I just wanted to share my story, and hopefully the next person that's searching this on YouTube going through the same thing can get something out of it. I just wanted to share my experience and everything that I've been going through because it's been tough. And I know when I was first going through this diagnosis and everything, I was just like mad searching online and trying to get other people's experiences and what they went through, and I didn't really find anything. So I'm making this video in hopes that it can help the next person. So I just want you to know, if you are going through this, you are not alone. There's a lot of support groups out there. Reach out, ask questions. No question is ever stupid. There's probably somebody going through the exact same thing and have the exact same questions. So just join a support group. It's probably the best thing. And yeah, so I just wanted to share my story. Before we get into the video, I just want to ask you to subscribe. I have two channels, Seth Nicholas Productions, and then this one, Seth Nicholas Productions, is where I have my videography, montage, professional content, like wedding videos, promotional videos. I just did a video for the city of Bryan for like the Christmas commencement. It's a cute little video, so go ahead and check that out. And then on my personal channel, Seth Nicholas, this one that you're watching, I'll be posting like vlogs, story times, etc. I have a couple videos like day in the life of chemo and a Spain vlog coming up soon. So if you're interested in that content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn post notifications on so you're not missing a upload. And yes, so let's go ahead and get into the cancer diagnosis story time video. So where do we start? October 3rd, 2021. That's when it all began. Downhill spiral. My boyfriend and I, Jose, if you don't know him, wonderful man, love him. Jose, if you're watching this, I love you. We were just sitting on the couch and Jose like went to readjust like where he was sitting and he accidentally put his hand on my private part. And it hurt like a lot. And I like punched him, because that was my natural reaction. I was like, why would you do that? It hurt. And then it like instantly clicked. I was like, why did that hurt? Because like when he touched me, it was like a tap. He didn't like do it. He wasn't like hitting me, but he like tapped me and then I punched him because it hurt. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why did that hurt so much? And then sure enough, I was like feeling around and I found a mass. And I was like, okay. And then nonetheless, I called my mom and I was like, so this is happening. And she was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Go get it checked out. And I was like, that's not what I really wanted to hear. But obviously she probably didn't even like know what to say, because no mom wants to be in that situation. But my mom, love her. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. She did the best she could. She was like, yeah, no, you need to go get checked. And I was like, well, yeah, no shit, but I just wanted to call you because I'm freaking out. And yeah, I just started calling ERs after that around where I lived. And yeah, they were like, yeah, you need to go to the hospital. And I was like, well, I don't want to. And then, yeah, well, we called the ERs and they were like, yeah, you need to come in. And I was like, well, I'm not bleeding, so I can wait till tomorrow. So then I went to work the next morning and told my supervisor, I was like, listen, I found a lump. And she was like, yeah, no, go to the ER. And I was like, no, yeah, I'm on my way. I just wanted to tell you. And I wanted to go to work, so I didn't get like a half a point, which is not really important, but I didn't want to like be reprimanded for missing work. So I went into work and she was like, yeah, go. And then I was on my way to Fort Wayne, because that's like the in-network hospital around me. I was on my way to Fort Wayne, freaking out, and I was like calling doctor's offices. I was like, listen, something's not right. Something's not right at all. And basically by the time I got like an hour away, I got a call and they were able to get me in at like 2 o'clock. So I just went to my cousin's house. If you're watching this, love you. I just went to her house and we hung out. She kind of eased my mind about the whole entire thing. We were just making jokes. And then 2 o'clock rolled around and I went to the doctor's office, and I guess you can picture how it went. The doctor made me drop my drawers, and she felt around and basically was like, yeah, definitely doesn't belong there. Don't know what it is. And I was like, great. That's definitely what I wanted to hear. I think she thought it was maybe like a cyst at first. And then she was like, no, but we definitely need to get an ultrasound. So then I had to walk across the street to the other hospital and get admitted for like an ultrasound and blood work, blah, 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 blah. And my mom actually works at the hospital, so she met me in the lobby, and I could just like see the fear in her eyes, kind of. Like she came up to me and she was like, why are you here? And I was like, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So yeah, I kind of like saw the fear in her eyes, and I was like, oh, she's scared. I'm scared. Now I'm more scared. And then after that, they put gel down there, took some pictures, and I was like talking to the lady that was doing it, and I was like, so listen, what do you think it is? And she was like, I can't tell you that legally, can't tell you anything, but they will let you know once they look at the pictures. And I was like, homeboy just wants to know, so if you could just like let me know like low key what it is, that would be great. And we just like kept on talking, and then this girlie was like, yeah, most of the times testicular cancer is diagnosed between the ages of 18 and like 35. And I was like, oh, so you think it's testicular cancer? That's what you think? I'm just like thinking this in my head. I'm like, oh, so what I've been searching on Google is like, right. Okay, so basically it's October 6th now, 2 days after that ultrasound, and I'm just waiting for the test results, and then I see it on like my hospital, the app that they use to like send results and whatever. It's like called My Chart. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. And then I get a test result. I was like, you have a new test result. And I was at work and I was like, I can't breathe. I have to go. And at this point, My Chart's my new best friend, my new social media platform. I'm like refreshing every 5 seconds. Every time I get on my phone, I'm going on My Chart to see if that test result is in. And I open the test result. Sure enough, I have 2 masses in my testicle, and not only 2 masses, I have a cyst. So I was like, that's disgusting, for 1. 2, that's embarrassing. 3, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Let me know. Let me know. And yeah, in that ultrasound report, it said masses are highly suspicious for malignant neuroplasm, something like that. So basically cancer. I'll put in like down below what exactly it said. But yeah. So at this point, I'm like at home, have the My Chart result. I'm searching on Google everything. I took a picture of the research result. You know how like on iPhones you can like copy and paste text. I'm like searching every single word in this report. Call my mom. At this point I'm crying because like I'm searching on Google and figuring out what it means. And she's like, just breathe. Just breathe. Love my mom. She said, just breathe. Just breathe. 1 step at a time. And I'm like, dude, I cannot breathe right now. What do you mean breathe? And I'm on the phone with my mom, and then I see Parkview Regional Hospital calling me. I'm like, Mom, I gotta go. Doctor's office is calling me. She's like, okay, answer the phone, Zach. I'm just like staring at my phone at this point. I'm like, this is it? This is it. Answer the phone. It's my primary care doctor. She's like, yep, sure enough, you probably have cancer. And I was like, oh. I'm like trying not to cry. I was like, yeah. I'm like trying not to cry. Yeah, that's crazy. And she was like, is there anything you need? And I was like, she's like trying to describe what the report meant, but she was like, I'm not gonna pretend I'm a neurologist, so I am gonna contact the neurology department and send them a referral. And she asked if there's anything I needed, and I was like, yeah, I need you to stop talking to me so I can call back my mom. And I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking in my head. And I was like, no, nope, I'm good. Called back my mom, told her what the doctor said, and she was like, well, we'll take it one step at a time. And I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm dying. At this point, I'm like disassociating. I'm like, nope, this is not it. Jose got home, and I obviously told him. And then actually that night, that Wednesday, I got a haircut. I paid $60 for a fade. $60 for this guy not to listen to what I wanted. $60. I showed him a picture. I'll put it right here. This is the picture of what I wanted. And that's what I got. $60. I paid $60 for that. I wouldn't have cared if he listened to me, but he did not. And that was just the tip of the iceberg, honey. I was like, are you really trying to make me look like a cancer patient now? Is what you're trying to do? Like, did you know? Who told you? Who told you? And yeah, that was just the tip of the iceberg. That was a cherry on top. Yeah, okay, I'll put in a video of me that night crying about this. At this point, life is great. I just am disassociating, and I'm like, it is what it is. So I started getting calls left and right from the hospital. At this point, I'm being set up with a neurologist, and I have an appointment tomorrow. So I go to that appointment with my mom, and that urologist is like, so you have cancer, but you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. Survival rate of this is like 98%. And I'm like, okay. He's like, only thing is, you're gonna lose your testicle. And I said, great, fabulous. And yeah, with that appointment, I just remember like making jokes about it on my way home, just trying to make light of the situation. I was like, I'm gonna be a one-nut wonder. And yeah. So my mom's like, are you okay? I don't think you're okay. And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I'm disassociating and trying to make light of the situation. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. She's like, yeah, you're definitely not okay, but I don't know what to do. So we're just gonna take it one step at a time. So I got home that night, and Jose was already home, and he was actually FaceTiming his parents, and I just like looked at him, and I think he knew like right away. I think in his head he was like not prepared, or like he didn't want to accept what was going on. So like I think me coming home and like him seeing it in my eyes, he was like, oh no. So he got off the phone with his parents, and then I just like broke down and cried. And then he started crying, and he just like held me in his arms. He was like, it's gonna be okay. So that was really nice. I appreciate you for that, Jose. Yeah, he just held me, told me it was gonna be okay. So after we stopped crying, he FaceTimed his parents, and then we told his parents. And it was funny because his dad like started Googling stuff right away. It was really cute and funny. And then 2 days later, I had the surgery to remove my testicle, which was kind of embarrassing. That was a humbling experience. Would not recommend. I was kind of embarrassed to tell people at first. Still kind of am, just because it's like my manhood, I guess. again, that day, still disassociating, so not really comprehending what's going on. I remember going to the hospital, doing everything, talking to people, going in for the surgery, then putting the mask over me for like anesthesia. I do remember getting the drugs to make me not care about what was going on. That was crazy. Loved that. I was like, I don't give a flippity flop of what's going on right now. So I just remember them putting the mask over me and then me going to bed. And then I woke up and I just remember my mom coming into the room. And then at the same time, like I woke up and I like felt the pain and then it just started falling because I was like, wow, this is like real. That's when it like snapped. I was like, oh, this is real. This hurts. This isn't a dream. This is real life. And I just was crying and my mom held me. It was pretty emotional. And then after that, I went home and the pain was pretty brutal. I was just like annoyed the whole entire time because I couldn't move as fast as I wanted to. And it obviously hurt. I remember that night after the surgery, I woke up crying because I was like, this hurts so bad. They did give me painkillers and that was iconic. I was like, I do not feel a thing after taking those, but would not recommend because you can like get hooked on painkillers. So I didn't try to take those as much as I could, but the pain was it was there. So I just remember crying a lot because I was like, this hurts, this sucks, I hate it. So at this point, I've healed from the surgery. It's like 2 weeks after, and we're just waiting on the pathology report. So it's about October 20th and I'm at work and I see the MyChart result come up. You have a new test result. And my heart stops. I'm like, I gotta go. I can't be here. I gotta go. And like working during this was like so hard because like I was at work, but my mind was elsewhere. And like my anxiety through this whole entire thing, I was like, I cannot be at work right now. I don't know why, because I'm such a workaholic. But like during this whole entire thing, I was like, I cannot be at work right now. This is the last thing I want to be at. This is the last thing I want to do. I can't focus. I'm like, I literally cannot be here. So I get that test result and I'm like, I gotta go. I'm dipping. Peace. Bye. See ya. So I just go to my car, open the test result. Let me tell you, when I opened this pathology report, I did not understand a single word on it. So I took a screenshot of it. I'm like copying and pasting every single word into Google, trying to figure it out what it means. I'm calling my mom. I'm like, listen, you gotta get a doctor from the hospital in Bryan to figure out what the hell this means. I'm calling the doctor, my doctors. I'm like, I'm calling my doctors and they're like, listen, your urologist is on vacation. I'm like, how convenient. What else could go wrong? What else could go wrong? I'm getting bad news all month. What else? Of course he's on vacation, because why wouldn't he be? I mean, that's fine. He could take a vacation, but I was like, how convenient for me. How convenient for me. So they're like, okay, we'll get a doctor on call to read this pathology report for you. I'm like, lovely. But the doctor on call right now is sleeping because he just got off a 12-hour shift. I'm like, okay, so when do you think he's gonna wake up? Go wake him up right now, because I need to know. I need to know, honey, because I have anxiety. Somebody give me a Xanax or something. So I'm searching every single word. I spent 8 hours on Google that day. I have the screenshot. I'll put it right here. 8 hours on Google, searching every single word, trying to figure it out. Like, I'm not a rocket scientist. I don't know what this means. Pat myself on the back here because my research was so good. I literally diagnosed myself, staged my own cancer. So basically what the pathology report said is I have embryola carcinoma with lymphatic invasion. There's two forms of testicular cancer. There's non-seminoma and seminoma. So basically my cancer is non-seminoma, which is the fastest growing cancer. And then the lymphatic invasion means it's spreading into my lymph nodes. And that's what freaked me out. How fast it was growing, how fast it grew, and the fact that it was spreading into my lymph nodes. So they moved my appointment up with the urologist, schedule me a new patient appointment with an oncologist because now I'm a confirmed cancer patient. And this is when it gets interesting. So at this point, I'm a confirmed cancer patient due to the pathology report. So I'm getting phone call after phone call after phone call. Patient navigators, financial navigators is stressful, it's stressing me out. I'm like calling my mom. I'm like, I don't know what to do. This is crazy. I'm only 20 years old. I have no idea what any of this stuff means. Help me. And she's like, one step at a time, we'll figure it out. You'll be okay. I'm like, okay. So at this point, got the pathology report. Now we're waiting on the tumor board to review my case. And I'm waiting for my first appointment with my oncologist because now I'm a confirmed cancer patient. I have an oncologist. The tumor board meets and stages my cancer. So I am EC, embryola carcinoma, with lymphatic invasion. So that means I'm stage 1B, stage 1, due to the size of the tumors that were found. And then I'm B because of the lymphatic invasion. So they scheduled me a CT scan. I had to wait for the tumor board to meet. I went from having 2 doctors to having a whole team of like dietitians, financial navigators, people that look at my genes, urologists. A whole tumor panel was meeting to review my case. And I was like, this is craziness. So basically that tumor panel just meets every month. And then they review all the cancer patients, new cancer patients, and then they see staging. That's how they get the staging for the cancer and their treatment options. So I have my first appointment with the oncologist, and he's like, you have 3 options. You're stage 1B, so you have 3 options. You can either wait, which is called surveillance. You can do a surgery. It's called something. I'll put it down here. And then you can do chemo. You can do 1 round of chemo. At this point, I'm like, how do I know I'm making the right decision? How do I know? The amount of research really helped because I was searching literally so much. I have to pat myself on the back literally so much because my research helped my decision so much. And like, I didn't know if I was like researching the right stuff, but then I got to that oncology appointment, and I was like, oh wow, I'm smart. My research was right. So like at this point, I already have like my decision made in my head, but I just want to make sure all my research is confirmed with the oncologist. So he was going through everything. My anxiety at this point is like through the roof. So I'm like, I don't really want to wait around, watch to see if it grows, and then if it does, have a worse staging and have to do more treatment or get the surgery and just like wait around to see if it grows. I'm like, no, that gives me anxiety. I don't want to do that. And then the surgery, I was like, oh, so if I get the surgery, does it just spread anyways and just goes to my lungs? Do I get the surgery and then have to do chemo later? Or do I just do 1 round of chemo now and get it out? So at this point, I'm like, how am I making the right decision? My research, everything, I've consulted with like Jose and my mom and everything. And they're like, you need to do what you need to do. We can't make this decision for you. You have to do what you think is right. And obviously like we talked through the options and we discussed it and whatever. But it was like hard and it was very stressful because I was like, how do I know I'm making the right decision? How? So I got those 3 options. At this point, the cancer hadn't spread into my lymph nodes because the CT scan came up clean, but I did have nodules on my lungs, so that we're very concerned about that. But then I did a pulmonary function test and that came out good. So CT scan as of now is clean, but since it had lymphatic invasion, it's concerning and high risk that it is going to spread to my lymph nodes. So I was like, okay, chemo sounds like the best option here. I'm young. I know I'll probably react to it relatively fairly. So that was like my best option in my head. That's what made sense to me. So we went with 1 round of chemo. I'm in active treatment now. Tomorrow is actually my last treatment. I'm so excited. So the way chemo works for stage 1B, you get 1 round. You do day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, 5 consecutive treatments for like 6 hours a day, and then you have another treatment on Tuesday, and then the next week you have another treatment on Tuesday. So I really hope this works because I am so tired of this word cancer. I just want to be over with, and I'm praying that this chemo works because I'm over it. Humble because it has sucked, but it could be a lot worse. Like, I have read a bunch of experiences of people going through a lot worse treatment, so I have to say this does suck, but it could be a lot worse, for one. So I can't sit here and say, oh, this is the worst experience ever, when it could be a lot worse. I could be going through 4 cycles. So hopefully right now, fingers crossed, it is only 1 cycle. I did, however, lose my hair on Sunday, and I think that has been the hardest part, for sure. I really couldn't like accept what was happening, so I was like pulling out my hair on Sunday. I was like, my brain couldn't comprehend, so I was like pulling it out, looking at it, throwing it away, pulling it out, looking at it, and I was like, this is crazy. That was really hard. That was probably the hardest part of this whole entire thing, was losing my hair. So
yeah, I'm crying because like my hair is falling out. Okay. Zack.
Britney Spears 2007. What I've learned from this is that I will never take my health for granted again. I think before this I never even thought about it, but now that I've gone through this, I like will never take my health for granted again. Even like the little things, like with this chemo treatment, it's like I feel like I get sick like every day. Like it's always something. Like I had a sinus infection, and then like it's just like your body, I don't know, like I literally have no immune system, so I'm like getting sick all the time now, which is crazy because before this I never ever got sick. I've learned that cancer is very scary for the people like around you, so like once you bring it up, it's like you'll notice a lot of people like start to disappear, but with that you'll learn a lot of people's true colors and who they really are and who your true friends are. So don't let that discourage you, because it's kind of a good thing, honestly. I've learned to slow down and like enjoy the little things in life. For real, like I used to like go that's like such a fast pace. I was like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this in order to do this. And I just like learned to slow down and like enjoy the simplest things, like the sunset, a pretty tree, and like just like slowing down and like being like, that's pretty, I'm glad that exists. I've learned that life is a bitch, and when you get slapped in the face and you're being thrown around, the best thing you can do is have a positive outlet and say it is what it is and move on. I learned the people that you love in life literally mean the most, and the time you spend with them means the most. Literally nothing else matters when you're dead. So the time that you spend with your loved ones is probably the most important thing. The biggest thing I've learned from this is that you're never really alone. You always have people fighting for you in your corner, even if you don't know, even if they're not there physically or they're there from a distance. Just know that you're never really alone, whether it be the support group that you're in or your family or friends. And to my family and friends, and Jose and my mom and everybody that has supported me through this. I just want to give you a huge thank you, and just know that I couldn't have done it without you at all. And I just want you guys to know that you are truly loved, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Hi, real quick, I'm just editing, and I just want to give a huge shout out to my team at Parkview, and especially to my patient navigator, Kylie. You're so good at your job, so I just wanted to give you a special shout out. And I do just want to explain real quick, I didn't really explain like the whole chemo process, but I do have a video coming out, and it's like a day in my life of chemo, but I'll also explain like the first few days of treatment and like how it went and everything and the process of that. So if you're interested in that, watch out for that. But I just wanted to real quickly give a shout out to everybody at Parkview that has helped me, and especially Kylie. So thank you. Those are just some of the things I've learned. I hope that this video helps you. I hope my experience helps you and my story. If you did like this video, go ahead and subscribe, give it a big like, turn the post notifications on so you don't miss an upload. And I thank you for watching. Bye.